Today I want to share how I got started on YouTube as a yoga teacher and some tips on how you can do it too. I'm Ashley, if we haven't met before, from Ash's Yoga, and this is my yoga studio that is currently closed. And so now more than ever, we need to be putting ourselves online. We need to push past the fear of being on camera, the fear of looking stupid and saying stupid things, to get out there and share your message. Yoga teachers everywhere need to flood the internet. Not just yoga teachers, but wellness professionals, people who teach meditation, people who teach stress reduction and anxiety reduction methods. Anything that can give light and be a light to those who are struggling need to be out there. I don't care what your technology is right now. It could be a simple cell phone and that's it. But honestly, it's content that matters more than the quality of your video. And even if only one or two people see what you share, you could make a difference. And that's how I went about my yoga teaching, by the way. So when I started as a yoga teacher in 2013, my goal was to help one person to save their life. Now, I became a yoga teacher 3 months, I took my training 3 months after my dad had passed away. He took his own life. And so that became one of my biggest contributors and goals as a yoga teacher, was to be there for someone or something. And I don't know, maybe I've done that and there's no way to track it. But my goal was to save one life. If one person heard my message of stress reduction by taking deep breaths, or if one person took my yoga classes and it helped them through a tough time, then my goal was complete. My life was complete. Yoga training was absolutely worth it. So it just started with one person. And I can't pinpoint anyone that I've saved their life at all. And but like I said, that's what was in my mind, was if I could save just one person's life, me putting myself out there and getting over the fear of looking and acting like a fool would be worth it. And I hope that you can get that in your mind too, that goal of if I could just help one person. Because it's one person compiled that's going to become 1 million people. It can become a movement. It can become something bigger. But right now we start with helping one person. So I'm talking to you. I'm helping you, that one person, to tell you that it's not that scary, and we can push past that fear. And I'll tell you how I got started. It's sort of a silly story. So back in 2011, I just graduated college. I graduated with a degree in graphic communication. So I was a graphic designer, and social media really intrigued me. I was kind of smitten by it. I was like, oh, this is cool. What's this button? Let's make a video. I liked making videos, video production, but I did it very, very minimally. I did mostly layout and typography. I worked in the marketing department at the university at the time. And after graduating college, I was just getting started in yoga. I took a class in my senior year of college called Yoga 1 and Yoga 2. So I was just getting started. It was not a business. I was not considering teaching. My YouTube channel actually started as a place where I could house the videos that I created from being an assistant for the track coach on the track team. So I was a high jumper through college. So I helped the high jump coach by taking videos of the athletes and compiling them, like stitching them together, making a video, and then posting it to YouTube so that other people could see. And the athletes could see their form and all of that. It was not a business idea. It was not anything to make money off of. It was not something I could brag about. It was fun. It was fun for me. So I took videos, I shot the videos on a camera. I then took them to my computer, edited it in iMovie. Very simple. I taught myself how to do that. And it wasn't fancy, but it was fun, and I enjoyed it. Now in time, I stopped doing the assistant to the assistant coach. I stopped that because I moved on to other things. I became a yoga teacher, I became a fitness instructor, and I started watching more YouTube videos, and I started watching what they were doing. Same with as a yoga teacher, I started taking classes online through DVDs, and I would copy that teacher on DVD and teach what he taught. in my own way. And the same thing goes for those who were on YouTube. I would go, oh, I could do something like that. Let me try. So that's how it all started is, I could do that. Let me try it in my own way. Like, let me try it with my own. I imitated a lot of people. Not my personality, but the idea, the topic, the concept. So I saw a lot of people doing vlogs, video blogs, where, you take your phone and you're like, hey, how you doing? Today I'm just at the yoga studio, and so sort of like stories, not like that, sort of like making a story, but this is pre-story era. So we didn't have Instagram stories or Snapchat or Facebook Live. It was just recorded on a camera or a phone, and then I stitched the videos together and I compiled, did a little editing in iMovie, didn't take me very long, and I would put those videos out. A lot of those right now are unavailable because it was at a time in my life where it was a much different time, and I don't like looking back at myself actually in those videos. I also had an instance where someone went back and watched all of those, and then as if they knew me, started talking to me, and it was a little bit creepy. So I went back and made a lot of those private or deleted them because they weren't relevant, and they aren't relevant now to what I'm actually teaching and what I'm building my brand and business around. So to get started for me, I started super scrappy. My first yoga video was a 50-second clip of me going from crow to headstand. And I think in it, I was like, okay guys, well I saw this cool transition from crow to headstand, so I think I'm gonna try it, and so you can watch and see what happens. And I did it, and then the clip's over. So that was it. And then another one might have been a review on a fitness product or something I did. At the time, I was also like an online fitness coach, and I was trying to go that route. So I was doing different workouts and workout videos. Again, I wasn't yet into yoga. And then my yoga started really developing, my yoga video started developing at a time in my life that things took a massive shift. I had a relationship in the past. I was married, actually. I was married for 5 years, and then after getting divorced, I needed to be self-sufficient. I also had a lot more time on my hands. I taught a lot of yoga classes for a studio, and I was going all in yoga teaching. I taught 15 to 20 a week. I was doing workshops. Eventually, I led a teacher training, but I had more time. It was me and my dog, my yoga teaching. And so in my spare time, I did videos. I did graphic designy things. I did social media. And it might have looked like I was just sort of tinkering around, and I probably was. For the most part, I thought that being productive meant getting something pretty designed and done. And doing a website would be productive. But honestly, it didn't go anywhere. So I made pretty things, but I didn't do anything with them. I made some videos, but I didn't promote them. I just put them up and said, well, if someone finds it, okay. It was kind of like practice. It was practice. I didn't learn the techniques or the skills to actually build something, to help people. I just did things because I thought it was fun. I made videos, I thought they were fun, and a couple of times I tried to sell them, and then I was like, nah, whatever, just put it up because it might help a person. Again, it might save someone's life. My mission is to save one person's life, and if you can do that through one of my videos rather than in person, that's great too. So I kept putting random videos out. I got multiple trainings. I trained in Budokan yoga. I started taking Ashtanga yoga classes. I started doing Thai yoga massage. And every time I would learn something, I would then go and teach it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do a tutorial on Thai yoga massage, even though I just did the training last week, right? Okay, maybe not that. Maybe it was like within the year. I was no expert. That's my biggest video right now is 40-minute Thai yoga massage tutorial. I have no idea why that blew up. It's probably pretty bad. I get comments on it that saying, don't listen to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. That's an awful technique. And in it, though, I say, I'm brand new to this, but I'm going to just walk you through and talk you through what I'm doing because it's practice for me. So it wasn't me trying to teach someone else to do it. It was me talking through what I was doing so that you can get in. It was like a demonstration. Anyway, it's got a ton of views. And then my second most viewed video was 10 steps to sequencing a yoga class. And that video, I knew I could expand on. I saw a need, sequencing for new yoga teachers. And I thought, that's the rabbit hole I'm going to go down. I saw that video getting views and likes, and then the next one was like how to wake up early. That would be a lifestyle video, but it was a wake up video. This was a how to teach a yoga class. So the videos that perform well, here's a tip for you. Videos that perform well are what people search for. What are people searching for? So you can create a channel or a YouTube channel and create it with 3 content sections in mind. 3 categories, I should say. Number 1, like actual yoga classes. If you're a yoga teacher, you can teach actual yoga classes. Number 2, some sort of tips videos. Tips for what? Is it tips for flexibility? Tips for yoga for runners? Tips for new yoga teachers? That's the one that I do. Tips for hikers, tips for prenatal and postnatal moms in relation to yoga. And then the third category is more of like a lifestyle category, something that gives the viewers more insight about you, the teacher, the person sharing all of this. Lifestyle could mean, creating a morning routine video, or it could be, I say makeup, but I don't know, like the clothes that you're wearing, essential oils, like something that complements your yoga teaching, but is not yoga teaching. So it's a complementary thing. It could be product reviews. That might be a tip thing though too. Anyway, so it's just having different categories besides just a bunch of yoga videos. Cooking is also a great way, or like plant-based cooking is a great complementary thing to roll in there. So I think instead of having multiple YouTube channels, have one with 2 or 3 different categories. And don't do more than that, otherwise it gets a little bit like overwhelming. But 3 categories in your YouTube channel. And so in your introduction, if you have, and I hope you do, an introduction video to your channel, you say, hey, I'm so-and-so from whatever business or website. Here you're going to learn yoga for runners. I'm going to give you tips to increasing your flexibility as a runner, and you're going to learn some good morning and evening routines and lifestyle stuff, something like that. Find me over on my website. So quick call to action there too. So it's a quick little introduction video. We should all have one of those. Where was I? Okay, so I didn't start diving into YouTube until I realized, okay, I've got to do something more specific. And I said, all right, my content that's doing really well, yoga sequencing. I'm not an expert at yoga sequencing, nor do I claim to be, nor do I think that I should be, but it's what people came to me for and where I got the best feedback. So I went down that rabbit hole and I made an ebook to coincide. I made little things that help people with that sequencing, and in the description I would write, hey, go get my ebook, it's $27. Or I would say, join this course I have coming up. And I would do certain things just around that one topic. And then I continued putting out more videos. So my life drastically changed in 2017. 2017, at the end of 2017, I decided, and I don't know if I'm really proud about this, or proud of it, or if it's kind of a big deal, but this is what happened. So 2017, I decided, I don't know, I'm kind of over what I'm doing, teaching tons and tons of classes, and I'm feeling really burnt out. So instead of taking a break, taking a few weeks off, I quit everything. I quit everything, and I moved across the country. Straight up moved across the country. I moved in with someone I had just met the month before. And I said, I'm going to live a free-spirited yoga teacher life. I'm going to travel the world, do trainings all over, and I'm going to work online. Right? That's the dream, right? Traveling, teaching, online and in person, and just being this free-spirited yoga teacher. Well, the universe had different plans for me. 1 month after I quit everything and moved away, I got pregnant. And I was devastating. I won't even lie and say that I was excited, because I was just shocked. I was devastated. I was so scared, so scared. So 2018 was my coronavirus year, I guess you would say. It was worse than 2020, for me anyway, for my life and for what went on there and what happened. So I felt socially isolated. I didn't have a job or money. I wasn't teaching yoga. I wasn't doing what I loved doing. I didn't have a yoga studio. I lived, I feel like, in the middle of nowhere. It was 30 minutes to get to the nearest town. And I was often alone because my new partner would travel for work. So he was gone for weeks at a time. And I was left to be at the house and pregnant and hormonal and have no idea what I was doing. So I thought, you know, what do I have? I have two things. I've got good internet and I've got my skills as a yoga teacher. I can do more and I can do better. So I went all in on figuring out how to teach yoga online and how to make money. And that's when I got into the yoga sequencing. I said, yoga sequencing is doing good. I'm making an ebook. I'm doing courses. I'm going to film a ton of yoga videos. So I would batch film like 6, 7 videos a day, 15 minutes to 30-minute videos in an echoey location. I didn't have a microphone at the time either. I had like a camera that I'd have to upload anyway, with an SD card and everything. So I had a nice camera, but I didn't have a microphone. I just filmed a bunch of videos, and then I would drip them out, scheduled on YouTube to go out to the public. It's nothing that I was at the time, I was like, okay, I can make a membership site. I can really get into this and teach all this yoga, but it takes time. And I didn't have really anyone telling me how to do it strategically. I just started making a lot of content. But I kept, you know, as you do when you get pregnant, I kept getting bigger. And my teaching and changed, and then I had less and less time. And then we moved again to a house closer to town, thank goodness. And I had a baby. And at that time, then everything stopped. I was just getting to the verge of, I felt like doing something, but then my life completely changed again. I had a new life to care for, and I had to be mom. And being a mom is not something that I ever wanted to do or ever planned to do. Neither is living in a house in one place and not traveling the world. Just to let you know that it is pretty good. It's a pretty good life. I love what I'm doing right now. And there is a way to combine your passions. And kids do not ruin everything. Do not listen to anything that says that. Kids are wonderful, and my son is the best. I may not love being a mom, but I love my son so much. So I'll put up with it. I'm a terrible stay-at-home mom. I will be honest about that. I'm a terrible stay-at-home mom, but I do love him so much that I do work very hard to make my family work, and we put in a ton of effort, which is where sort of my life was, and I paused everything. So I had a baby, and for his first year, I canceled my email subscription service. I didn't update my websites. I didn't do anything online. I just sort of stopped. And I made a few videos here and there, but it wasn't anything I was really trying hard to do. And soon after, I did get some teaching jobs. I started working at the studio, a couple of classes a week in the time that fit. When my son was 3, 4, 5 months old, I started working at the YMCA. So I just started to fill my time with teaching again, and I slowly got back up. But I still had the skills in me to make an online business work. I just hadn't put them into full force action yet. And I guess I'll save this for another video, but I had the skills, I knew what to do, I just didn't have the time to do it, or I didn't make the time to do it. And then the next step, I bought a yoga studio. Also not in my plans, but it happened. And I'd love to share with you a little bit more about how that all went down, how I bought a yoga studio without a plan to ever own a yoga studio. That, again, seems to be my life. Didn't plan on moving in with someone and leaving moving 1,200 miles away, but it happened. Didn't plan on having a child, but it happened. Didn't plan on owning a yoga studio, and then that's what was put in front of me. And the opportunities that are put in front of me, I make the most out of. I'm not a victim of them. They happen for me, to me, with me, and we become stronger in the challenges. So let me tell you, 2018 was my 2020, and I am so much stronger now. So now, as the studio is closed, I own the studio, right? As the studio is closed, I'm back in full force. I already learned how to do a virtual yoga studio way back in 2018. not way back, but back in 2018, when I didn't have an audience at the time, I already learned how to build an email list and email sequences. I already learned advertising and marketing for YouTube videos. I already learned how to film. I already learned how to be confident on camera. I have to now put that back into action. And I have. And here I am. Here you are. And I hope that your 2020 can be the 2018 that I had. It might be devastating. It might be rocking your world. It might be scary to put yourself out on camera and out there as a yoga teacher. But we need, let me get up on my soapbox now. You can see I'm in tree pose too. This is, when I get serious, I'm up in tree pose. We need to flood the internet. We need to bombard YouTube with yoga videos. I think that would be so amazing if we could all get out there, make videos, and share our message to those who need it the most. I already reminded you my mission is to save one person. Keep that in your mind, is that you can help one person. And if 1 or 2 people watch a video and someone gets something from it, then it's a win. You only fail if you don't try. If you don't quit, if you keep going, you will get through it and you will be successful. It might not mean full financial success and freedom, maybe in the future, but right now it's just getting over the fear. So my encouragement to you is to make a YouTube channel and start posting videos with those 3 categories: yoga video lessons, tips, and lifestyle content, if you would like to. And start sharing what it is that you're so passionate about and sharing the simple tips that your audience needs. And even if you don't know right now what you want to be teaching, start making, like I did, start making videos on high jumpers. Okay, don't make videos on high jumping, but just start making little clips, 50-second clips. Again, at the time that I did these, Instagram stories and Facebook Live wasn't available. So I do recommend also using Facebook and Instagram, and those are great for quick broadcasts out there, especially lives. But YouTube is a place where people can search. It's a second biggest search engine. People are searching for how to do something, how to do yoga, how to be a beginner, how to stretch your hamstrings. So if you have those how-to tips and you have some titles that are search-worthy meaning someone's going to type that in, how to stretch my tight hamstrings as a marathon runner, and that could be a title of video, then post it to YouTube so that people can find it even years from now. My popular videos, the Thai massage one I mentioned, I think that's from 2016, 2015. I think it's 2015 actually. So it's pretty old, but people are still finding it. It's 5 years old. And don't forget, did I even say this? The ICC method of your yoga videos. Let me give you that one last tip, okay? When you make videos, you should have 3 things: introduction, content, and a call to action. So introduction is both your video and yourself. Hey, I'm making this video today to teach you about. Today you're going to learn 3 steps to blah, blah, blah. And then an introduction of yourself. I'm Ashley from Ash's Yoga. I'm happy you're here. I'm Ashley. I'm a yoga teacher who helps people with confidence, helps new yoga teachers with confidence. Find more at ashesyoga.com. That's the call to action. Call to action can be many things. Find me on my website, subscribe to me, like this channel, head over to my Facebook group, Yoga Sequencing and Teaching Tips, to learn more and to join our next challenge. Something like that. Not salesy, but something that gets someone to take the next step, whatever the next step is after your video. And the content is, of course, that like meat and potatoes style stuff. So it's what you're actually teaching. So make sure that you get some of that in there. So you should have introduction, content, and a call to action on your videos. And so right now, I'm going to conclude this video. Thank you for listening and being here and learning a little bit more about how I got started on YouTube and making videos. Right now, at the time of this video, I have like 6,200 subscribers. It's not a ton. It's not a lot. I mean, it's a lot. For most people, it's considered a lot. but I'm by no means popular on YouTube. I have a couple of videos that are doing well, but if you look at how many videos I've created, it's hundreds, maybe close to 1,000. It's a lot. It's not just one perfect video. It's not just 10 videos even. It's a lot more than that, and I had to really suck at it before I could be good at it. So I hope that you take the challenge and decide to be a YouTube yoga teacher, because I feel like we are so needed. So needed. There are some great, really popular yoga teachers out there right now already, but only you can share the way that you do, and your students will love you so much for it. The great thing about YouTube is if someone doesn't want to watch, just like this video, you can click away. Most videos would be lucky to get 50% retention or 50% watch time. So people click away. You have a choice. People do not have to be glued to your story if they don't want to. And no offense taken at all. The world is a place of fast action. I mean, the internet is, where you click around to multiple things. So again, I hope you take the challenge to get on YouTube, to start a channel, and to start posting some videos. And I'd love to see your content, and we will be starting a video challenge over in my Facebook group, actually. So a YouTube video challenge, it's weird, in my Facebook group is the accountability. Yoga sequencing and teaching tips is where you'll find that, or you can go to Ash's Yoga on Facebook and just click on the link to join the group. So I hope to see you over there, and I will see you again in another video very soon. Bye.